Okay, so we got the zombie tarot. We're going to start with that first. So my question is going to be, where are we going to be the citizens of the world? That's the Europe, Spain, America, Mexico, Canada, Asia, all the countries. This is the world's citizens. In 2021, what is it going to look like for us? So I'm going to pull 5 cards. And we're going to read them. So, this has been a lot going on today. It's been a crazy year. We just lost Chadwick Boseman from Black Panther, and that really made me sad today. I kind of knew there was something different about this guy. I've watched all of his movies. But he's done his job, I suppose. His purpose in life was reached. And now he's gone on to the next realm of his life. So, yeah. Beautiful guy. Beautiful soul, you can tell. He's a beautiful actor, beautiful soul. So we're reading on the 2021 for the world citizens. What is, regarding this COVID issue, what's going to happen? What is it going to look like for us in our world? So I'm going to pull 5 cards. So I've got 2. I need 3 more. And I just wait till one pops out on its own. So that was 2. I need 1 more. So I need this middle card to come out. Don't mind my shuffling. Okay. 3 cards. I need 2 more. And that's, we've got 4, and we just need 1 more. Aha! That wants to fall out. Well, we just need 1 more card. 1 more. And there it is. Ah, it fell on the floor, but I'll get it. Ah, it fell like that, so that's how we're going to keep it up. So you all can see the cards. All right, so the first card is the 6 of Swords. Second card is the Knight of Swords, reversed. It's reversed. And then we have the third card is reversed, was the 2 of Wands, reverse. Fourth card is the Page of Wands, reverse. And this is it. Let's set up. This is reversed. And the last card was 7 of Wands, reversed. And that's it. Right side up. So you can see. Okay, well, let's read. There's a lot of reverse cards. 6 of Swords is like moving on to the next place with the helping hand. We have here, oh my goodness, we have here, I don't know if it's a family, but it's like a husband and wife. Wife is in charge. She's got the gun. The husband's behind her giving her directions, whispering in her ear. He's just there for support. There's people in the water trying to grab at the boat, but homegirl here smiling. If you can see, she's smiling. She's assured of herself. And so when I do the 5 cards, this card to me represents where we are now. Like, we're in troubled waters, but everything right now feels fine. We don't know. We may have an inkling that there's something there trying to come after us, right? That's why she's got the gun ready and aimed, and it looks like she's shooting, actually. She's shooting. And there's other people in the back also trying to get into the, circling the boats. Yeah. Wow, okay. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which is reversed. Right. Yep. So this is it right side up. So this card is the Knight of Swords. So he's ready for battle, ready to run people over. If this reminds you a little bit of China years ago, Tiananmen Square, when the people stood in front of the tanks and they didn't run them over. This guy, how many years ago? Was that 20, 30, 40 years ago? Probably 30 years ago in the 80s. But these people are not going to be run over. Here, the army or the people in control, the police or the let's see, we can have police officers, we can have the militia, we can have the military, whoever that's the government sends out to take control, to run the people over. That's not going to happen. Right? They're going to be stopped. The protests, it looks like more like this is like protests. Like this could be the army going to run over the zombies, run over the people, kill the people with the tanks, ready to shoot and go forth and not care who they run over. But here, there's some type of there's going to be protesters in the street who are going to slow down the militia or the military advance or the police. Right now in America, in most countries, there's a lot of protests going on. But the people in control, the military, the people who were given the command to go out and take care of this problem, they're going to be stopped. They're not going to be as effective as they want to be because of the protesters. Then we have the Two of Wands, but it's reversed. So there's some decisions to be made, some balancing acts going on. So you got, let's say this, you have people running from this zombie. The zombie's looking for meat, got a bone in his mouth. And you got people running in different directions. So right now people are going to be split on how they want to move forward. There's people who believe that there's a conspiracy going on. There's some people who don't. They all see the monster staring right in the face, but they're going to take different avenues to how they're going to react to it. And that's what's happening right now. Actually, people see that this world is upside down. They see all these issues going on. They see that this virus, this thing, is staring us in the face. But how people are perceiving it, how they protect themselves, how they feel like they can protect themselves. They're divided on what is the solution. Some people think we just stay in shelter. Some people think we just run, we go out and we just live our life because it's a hoax. Some people feel like they want to be overly cautious, and some people not as cautious at all. But they do know there's a monster staring them in their face. So in 2021, this is the middle card. The vaccinations at the end of the year, 2020, are supposed to be ready, at least early 2021. So some people are going to take this thing, and some people are not. And I think maybe this represents the bone in the mouth, maybe represents the vaccination, the syringe, maybe. And even he's confused. His head is swirling. I don't know if you could see these little, it's like his head is really turning around. So even the monster doesn't know how to corral these people. There's so many different perspectives out there right now. And it's going to be at the end of the year how they're going to handle this. And maybe even right now, I just know there's going to be a decision to be made. Yeah, like this, it's like he's swirling his head around. The two, if you can see this, the two swirls around his head is swishing back and forth. Which one does he go after? And we're running. All the people, world citizens, are running away from this thing, confusing him. Because some are for the vaccine, some are against the vaccine. Some are for hunkering down and staying away from everybody, being overly cautious. Some are not. They are still trying to, at the end of the year, the government is going to be trying to make up their mind about how they move forward, which country starts first, which set of people do they set out to use the vaccination on against first. How are they going to do it? They're still going to be confused about how to do it. And in the meantime, we're going to be running in some type of way, protecting ourselves and getting ready for this upcoming vaccination. So that's that at the end of the year. And then going forth, the Page of Wands, which is youth and challenge, youth. Let's see, this child and the baby. So yeah, it looks like they may come from my babies first. It's going to be the kids in school first. That's probably going to be the most likely route they take first. The easy prey is children. So to go back to school, of course, then the kids would have to take the, again, this is in the mouth, right? So it's like a vaccination to me, just like this in his mouth, right? Take the vaccination to get back in school full time. And if you know, if that happens, no one wants their kids, people are not going to want their kids to take that vaccination though. Not the early set of vaccinations because they're so new. But in order for kids to go back to school, they're going to have to take the vaccination. So that's where they're going to go out, babies and school-age kids. And if that happens, then therefore the teachers will be forced to do it, the principals, the school bus drivers, the school food handlers, the cross guards. This is how they're going to go. And people working for the state or for the county or whatever, officially and for the government, are going to have to take it. But they're going to start with the children first. That's going to be how they get this vaccination into us. Yeah. Wow. Yep. And then at the end for 2021, this is reverse. This is this is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is about patience and persistence, right? So it's reversed. So people are not going to have a whole lot of patience, nor is the government. People are going to be telling the government to stop. This is the hands of the beast they've turned, they've created, coming after people. Let's look at this. Oh, yeah. People are going to be like, no, I don't want to take it. I don't want to take this. They're going to be very anxious. They're going to be fighting off taking the virus, the vaccination. They don't want it because they're going to see what's going to happen to people when they take it. And they're going to say, I don't want it. And there's going to be a lot of agitation. People in the business sector, industries, in the workforce are going to be like, no. They're going to come after them second, and then say the normal nonprofit or for-profit companies, commercial companies, industries, they're going to be fighting it off as we don't want a vaccination, because after the children get inoculated or vaccinated, they're going to see a lot of things change. People are going to get hurt. They're going to be sick, and then the parents and the adults are going to be very anxious and upset about this vaccination. They're not going to want to take it. They're going to feel like it was too rushed and make decisions that didn't benefit them. So they are not going. They're going to try to beat this off. They're going to fight this off. No patience whatsoever with what the government's telling them anymore. They're not going to believe the government, and there's going to be a lot of chaos because right here, where they see the monster, they know there's going to have to be a decision made eventually, how they decide when this vaccination is available. But when it comes to play and they know that their kids are taking it and there's bad results, or maybe some other elderly people too, but definitely the school is going to start with the children or school-age kids and babies probably. They're going to be like very worried and upset about this and not want to participate in these vaccinations. You're going to see more and more people say, no, I'm not doing it. Push it off. It corrupts people. It turns people into something different. It makes people sick. People are dying in the streets. More and more people are going to die, and they're going to see that firsthand. Well, right now, you only hear people in the hospitals, people testing positive. I think now they'll see in 2021 more people are going to be dying from the actual shots, vaccination, or either hurt or, I want to say maimed. I want to say contract some other type of serious illness because of the COVID, and it's going to scare them, and they're not going to want to participate. They're going to be fighting this off and not want to participate at all. There's no patience with this. Their patience have run out with the government and how they're explaining things to them, and what they told them what was going to work doesn't really work, and they're ready to bolt. That's in 2021 for the COVID. So that's my reading for the 2021 issue. What's going to happen at the end of this year, which is 2020, and going into 2021. There's going to be a lot of protests that we have now. We already have it now, but the government's going to be slowed down in their vaccination push. It's not going to be ready until the end of the year, early next year. and there's going to be a decision made about who they start with when it is ready. Who are they going to give it to first? Which is going to probably be, like I said, the children, and then the kids. Then they're going to see some adverse reactions. The parents and adults are going to see adverse reactions to that, and they're going to be like, "No, I'm not taking that. We should never let our kids taking it. We've listened to the government for too long, and now our kids are sick, or whoever who's taking these vaccinations are getting sick, and we are not doing it." That's what's going to happen in 2021. But let me tell you, there's a lot more things going on than just this vaccination, and I hope everybody's listening and reading about the UN Agenda 2030 and the UN Agenda 2020, UN Agenda 21, and what this means to our society, and how you have to prepare. There's probably, I want to pull a card for the food situation, because everybody's saying there's going to be a food shortage, and I read earlier in the year that there was possibly going to, starting in September, definitely after August, would be food issues, right? And people are going to have to reassess how they feel about food, which means they're going to have to, now we just go to the store whenever we want. A lot of people don't even plan. I used to plan, my parents used to plan for what they needed for the month, and they would go out and they buy the food for the month and pick up bread and cereal as you needed it. But now we've gotten to the point where it's almost disposable stuff. You can go every day to the supermarket and buy food, right, or whatever you need. There's no real planning, because most people eat fast food, right, or out. People now are going to have to start growing their food and planning what they eat and storing food. So I'm going to read a couple cards. This is the actual the tarot, Tinker's Down Tarot. I'm going to pull a card and show you what the situation is going to be like with food in 2021, starting in September of this year through 2021. So I'm just going to pull one card. The Soldier of Air. And so you see they still have, so this is for 2021. This person still has the mask on, and then this is a horse or camel. But I believe this is a camel. So it's the Soldier of Air, which is determination and persistence, and courage. However, it's just telling us we need to do the right thing, to do the hard thing, and we're going to continue to still wear the mask to protect ourselves. It's still going to be stuff in the air. We don't have any food around us. But if it's telling me, this is a camel, it's saying we need to be saving water. So I would think still food and water. We need to be storing our food and water still throughout 2021. You're going to be very, not to say the stores won't be open, there won't be food, but there's be a limited supply. And they're also, I hear, going to be modifying food more heavily than they did before. So right now we have a lot of the Impossible Burgers and stuff like that. Impossible Burgers, plant-based burgers and stuff like that, real Frankenstein meat. And they're going to continue to do that, because what they're going to try to do is take our meat supply and make it more sustainable, as well as our crops, so that they don't die with pests and all that. But the effect of that food is going to affect us, because it's not real food anymore. It's not natural food. They're going to alter the food. So they're going to probably destroy the food supply that we have now, or alter it, or limit it, as they're changing the food over, and the food is going to be artificial, just like the air is going to be artificial. The water we have and the food we eat, we need to be very conscious of it, of how right now start storing whatever you can that's real, that you like to eat, and plan for at least a year. I'm not saying that after the year, what we're going to do, we got to look at that later on as we get closer to like mid 2021. But right now, if I were you, I'd be definitely saving food, storing food, growing food, my own food, non-GMO, gardens, and if you can get meat right now from dairies or from farmers now that you can do that, eggs, or you just buy stuff that says non-GMO. Get as much as you can it, freeze it, whatever you can do, so you can wait out this change in the food supply. I really do think that's going to be a big change coming in 2021, starting in 2021, how we get our food. So, or what kind of food we're going to be able to buy or purchase. But there's going to be a shortage of the things that you really like, that's nutritious for us, that's natural. There's going to be more and more modified food coming out, because they want to have a sustainable food supply. And if that means changing it, they're going to change it. Just look at I used to love Impossible burgers that I would get from Walmart, or from Burger King, over here, Burger King. They're good, but they if you ever listen to the owner of Impossible Burger talk about it, how it's made. It's a Frankenburger, and I want real food, so only thing modified and molecularly changed so it could taste or look and feel like beef or meat. So this is what we're looking for as far as the food in the next the next 16 months. So that's it for that. So that's my prediction about 2020 to the rest of the year regarding our food and our vaccinations, and going into 2021 with regarding our food supply and our water supply. We need to be very careful about what we're doing. So hey, take care, prepare, keep your ears open, your eyes open, and if you need a reading from me, you know how to reach me. It's at ascensionsoulcoaching@gmail.com, and we can talk about your life, your love life, your career, what's going on in the world today, how it's going to look for you and your family next year. So I'm here for you. You know how to reach out to me. But right now, just prepare and take care of yourself. Peace.